Cole
Blog
switching
Talk
out.
Radio.
Welcome to the War Room. We got Dev, Kill, Jimmy, PJ, B. Austin, the Hot Block Commander. How you want it in a 1 or 2 hour show to get the brain running with the premise to talk sports on a national level. Bold with the topic, sorta like the rebels. When it's game time, they like the Fab Five during prime time. Sports conglomerates speak their minds a little bit. For sports medicine and sports veterans and greats. The 4th of 26 or the war in Kuwait. It's the War Room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys diversified and educated.
What up, all the good folks out there in War Room land? You are once again live in the War Room, brought to you by War Room Sports on the War Room Sports Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Dev McMillan. I'm in the building with my fam, B. Austin, Jimmy the Blueprint. Y'all know, just it's just about to be a hot one, man. Call in. A lot of stuff has happened this week. NBA free agency has been shocking thus far, to say the least. And signing day is tomorrow, so we're gonna see if all of these crazy moves stick. But we're about to wrap, so keep it locked right here for this and everything else happening in the world of sports. And if you want to get in on the conversation, you know what to do. Make sure you sign in right now to the JW Philly Realty chat room at blogtalkradio.com/The War Room, or you could join us on Facebook or Twitter at War Room Sports. You can also call us directly in about 15-20 minutes when we open up the Digital Extreme Tech hotline. That number is 323-410-0012. We're going to get a few things out of the way before we start going to the phone lines. But one last thing before we get everything started, make sure that during the week when we're not live on the air, check out archive episodes of our show at warroomsports.com, the War Room Sports mobile app, which is free on Android and iOS. I almost forgot what that was called. TuneIn, Stitcher, and most other places you do your podcast listening. All right, what up, B? Stuttering Stanley. My bad. But listen, I just wanted to know, has Magic called you yet, about running with the King? Because it seemed like he's just reaching out to anybody and everybody. He's like, look, I got the big prize. Now, everybody's so excited that they're not even going to notice all this crap that I'm putting around them.
My phone should, and because, LeBron likes guys that stand still and shoot from 24 feet away. And I can definitely do that. I might not do much else, but I can definitely stand still and shoot from 24 feet away. So
I don't know, man. I've been hearing rumors of them trying to run something differently. And if you look at everybody that they've signed so far, then maybe those rumors are true. Because this is not a regular LeBron James. Like a lot of those guys, if you look at LeBron James' 15-year career, a lot of the guys that they're putting around him right now and some of the guys that they already had on the team, they don't actually fit what LeBron does. But remember, we heard those rumors about a month ago that at his next stop, he wanted to play a little more off the ball. But even with that being said, off the ball doesn't mean he's not going to get it for the drive and kick sometimes. So who the hell is he going to kick?
Depending on a lot of layups. Yo, Lance Stevenson, God bless him, he will shoot a three, but that does not mean that he makes a lot of them. And Rayon Rondo is he down with the golf. He my man, but he can't shoot a gun if it's aimed for him. I ain't gonna speak about the bull with the father with the pops that y'all like. I ain't gonna mention his name yet on the show. I don't know.
It's weird. Shooters. And we're going to talk about it. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have, some callers call in to talk about it. I'm pretty sure some Lakers fans going to call in excitedly and talk about it. Jimmy will be on with us in a few minutes to talk about it. But let's do some other stuff. Let's get some stuff out of the way so we can get into all this NBA hype from the week that was. So, look, we're going to talk about what happened this week while y'all were on the grind. On the Grind is brought to you by Sports the Book. You guys tired of reading the same sports books with the same lists, rankings, imaginary starting lineups, GOAT comparisons, and all kind of subjective information, and basically book trolling passed off as facts? Well, look, be sure to pick up your copy of Sports. Smart people only read the sports. Its mixture of sports and hip-hop culture will keep you on the edge of your seat and laughing like you're watching a comedy special. But it's good stuff, good information inside. Just go to sportsthebook.com or get your copy from our website at warroomsports.com. But whatever you do and wherever you get it, just make sure you don't miss that movement. All right, man, there was an enormous brawl, and I got the air quotes up. We're not in simulcast, so y'all can't really see me, but I got the air quotes up. There was a FIFA League brawl in the qualifying game for the World Cup action, and it was between Australia and the Philippines. Now, if you've seen this brawl on the internet, you would see that a big part of this brawl, a big participant in this brawl was Milwaukee Bucks forward Thon Maker, whatever you want to call him. And, you know, he is an Australian national by way of the Sudan. So, you know, before people go asking, like, man, he's from Australia? Yeah, pretty much. But something happened where one of his guys got an elbow, a purposeful elbow to the face, and then Thon Maker went crazy. The only part about this is that Thon Maker can't fight. He was throwing, he was doing jump kicks, but he only jumps like 2 inches off the ground, so his feet was going towards people's shins. He would go from one dude and do a jump kick and then run to another part of the brawl and just dive on somebody. What's wrong with dude? What's the aggression about? He don't get enough minutes in the league? Did you see this video, B? Okay. B, did you see the video? All righty then.
All right, I think B. Austin is having some technical difficulties right now, so we'll keep going without him for the moment. But yeah, it was a very interesting brawl, to say the least. There were fights breaking out everywhere on all parts of the court, off the court, out near the crowd. It was a very interesting situation going on in this FIBA game. And I think we got B. Austin back with us. B, what did you think about when you saw this video and Thon Maker going crazy like that?
I was like, first of all, why are you so angry? They made peace in the Sudan. Really, you should be happy. Another thought that I had was, how did Andre Blatch end up Filipino? Because all you can really see is Thon Maker and Andre Blatch, because they're the two biggest and blackest people in the media. And then the other thing that I thought about, which is kind of funny, there's a boy from D.C. with the last name Goodwin. I think he's half Filipino, and he lives around the corner from my mother-in-law. And I was like, well, were you in the video? Fighting. That was all I got. I don't understand what Thon Maker was so angry about. I don't understand why Andre Blatch plays for the Filipino national team. I don't know what the tie is there. I don't know why they were fighting in the first place. Y'all are Australian and Filipino and playing basketball. Just be happy.
Yeah, I'm looking that up. They say his nationality is American Filipino, so he must got a real black ass daddy and a Filipino mommy or something. I don't know. But yeah, I've never known. We've covered Andre Blatch since he played for the Wizards for so many years.
He naturalized, Dev. He's not a real Filipino. He just wanted to play on the national team. So he literally just went over there, joined the team, joined the Filipino League, and is now a naturalized citizen. He's not Filipino by birth.
There's a lot to do for nothing. Yeah. Like, are they even going to qualify? Are they even going to qualify? Ain't got no balls over there.
No, they're not the best team in Asia by far.
So you were going to go through the trouble. That's the team you're going to go through the trouble for? All right. Good job, Andrew. I mean, I can tell you we've never accused him of being the brightest bulb in any land. So, shout out to him and not qualifying for the Olympics or nothing ever.
Yo, at this
anyway,
stage of his career, at this stage of his career, he's not good enough to make the best Asian team.
So, I know. So, your man, famous Jameis, I know you held him in pretty high regard. He's at this point, he might be the dude can't get right, but there was a report earlier this week that after his latest bout with trouble and the 3-game suspension he received from the NFL, that he was dropped by his agents. Now, a lot of the stories now are saying that they ended their relationship, they parted ways, they're making it sound mutual, but when the story first dropped, it was his agents leaving him. So my question is, like, how much of a jackass must you be that your agents drop you? Agents get fired all the time. They get left behind all the time. But you're getting a percentage of everything he makes, everything he does, but you feel that he's too much of a problem for you to continue. Like, is Jameis – I've seen pundits, and these are former players, so this is a part of the brotherhood. I've seen people on NFL Network say that Jameis should probably get cut. They're saying that, like, it's that bad, like a quarterback being in this situation. And, and before we even, spin it the other way, these are, brothers, former players. I don't know how much brothers they really are, but, these dudes on TV saying that he should get cut. So, I mean, we know of his kind of quote-unquote checkered history with just immaturity off the field. But do you think it's to the point where you think the Buccaneers should be looking to move on? I'm even hearing rumors about the Buccaneers having some interest in Nick Foles. Should he get cut?
Yeah. I have mixed emotions about this, or mixed feelings rather, not emotions, because I don't really care about Jameis. I feel the same way about Jameis that Dre and Michelle feels about Jameis, which is nothing. I the point. To your point, your man Louis Riddick was volunteering to go to Tampa Bay to whoop Jameis's tail. It seemed like Louis is a cool cat. He don't even get out of pocket ever. He's like the Black James Bond. So he's real mad. The point I think that's really getting under people's skin is Jameis is in a leadership position as a quarterback. We know what a quarterback represents, a point guard on a basketball team. To some folks, I guess, a pitcher or a catcher on a baseball team, whatever, a position of leadership that singularly steps above the rest of the team. That's your quarterback. And I
understand that, B, but their final straw is him groping somebody in an Uber when Big Ben been out there laying the rape game down for how many years? Yeah. I mean, because he doesn't do anything immature outside of laying the rape game down. He gets looked at a little bit differently. I mean, I don't want to pull that card because I do know Jameis is an immature dude. We talk about Jameis a lot doing dumb stuff, but
that's the other side of mine.
Also, Ben won Super Bowl. When you win, you get away with all kinds of stuff. I mean,
you get championships right all wrong.
Oh yeah, because your man was sending crotch shots. I
also was going to say, with Jameis, that's the other side to that. With me, it's like I get it with him being in that position of leadership, but the other side of that is in the real world, Adam Pac-Man Jones would probably be an ADAX, a maximum security, and they could let him get off about 19 times. So at this point, I use Adam Jones as the barometer for all NFL behavior because he's one who has gotten 21 chances.
If you can piss people off more than Adam Jones to the point they're calling for your head, then something must be wrong. I feel
but also 2018 is a different time than even 2016 or 2015. Like 2018 is completely different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
me too.
Times very sensitive. Like the sensitivity has boiled over in 2018. You got the Me Too movement, the Fed Up movement. Even so, like Jameis, to even be in this position where agents are dropping you, people who most likely had your back before are saying that you probably should get cut. we're gonna have to bring something back. Shout out to the homie Court Bennett because he been asking for this for a while. Yo, I think Jameis should be the first one, fellas, to get a JoJo in a long time. Shame. I know JoJo like, damn, fellas, y'all ain't let me serenade the audience in a long time. Yeah. JoJo's back, so he's backed up. We giving them to everybody. All right, so look, did y'all hear about that story with the Thailand youth soccer team who's been trapped in a cave for the last 9 days? First of all, they didn't know that they were still alive until maybe 2-3 days ago. Like, for the first 6 or 7 days, they just thought that this team, and I never really got the whole gist of the story of why the hell they were in a cave in the first place.
Why are they in a cave?
Some kind of field trip. It's Thailand, though. It's not, Europeans. So it's like,
you can't play soccer in a cave, man.
Must have been a trip, like a field trip or something. But they got stuck in the cave with a bunch of like rising waters and stuff like that. They've been found after 7 days, and for the last couple of days, they've been plotting on ways to actually get them out of there. Like, while they're in there trapped, they're actually getting like swim lessons and all that kind of stuff because there's going to be some daring rescue that's going to call for them to kind of, help
everybody
in this whole thing. I see
everybody dying.
This would be a movie.
Everybody dying.
This would be a movie in a couple years if somebody survives. You said everybody. Come on, man.
I don't even mean to laugh because God bless them, and I need those children rescued. But do you realize that you just said they're teaching them swim lessons from in the cave? Everybody.
Because this is what they're doing now. Thai Navy SEALs, who are not, of course, they're not authorized to speak to the media. They've concluded that it's too dangerous to try to move them. But now, like I said, they're down there getting swim lessons, safety, survival lessons, and they've also started to pump oxygen down into the chamber. A doctor's report said that 2 of the boys and the coach were suffering from exhaustion and malnutrition. So the situation is getting touchy. So I don't know how long it's going to be before they try to actually make a rescue attempt.
What they've been eating for 7 days?
That's a good question. Probably anything moving in that piece. I don't know, but they've been trapped underground for almost 2 weeks. And more rain is in the forecast this weekend, which actually puts more pressure on the rescuers to get a plan together so they can get to the team before the floodwaters rise any higher. So this is, can you imagine being a parent of one of these kids, man? How much of a nightmare you're going through right now? Like, I couldn't even imagine, man. I couldn't even imagine. So it's like the rescuers had to navigate dark, flooded tunnels for 6 hours just to reach the team. I don't understand, you get facts, but I don't understand what happened, how this happened, how the hell they're so far in.
Well, first off,
that?
you said Thailand, right? You said Thailand,
right.
So I don't even believe this is the true story of them boys. They sold them kids into slavery.
Yo, y'all off the hook, man. I'm about to give both of y'all JoJo's, man.
I'm just saying.
Well, look, put it this way, man. If it's a true story, then God bless, Godspeed. I hope these.
I'm just speculating, but I know that if you Google Thailand and children, slavery, and all sorts of other things, like you'll get a lot of stuff pop up. So don't blame me, blame Google, because
Google
told me a lot about Thailand.
Jimmy, who was the baseball player that went over there to allegedly fight child slavery back in the day?
What was the boy's name? I gotta get his boy's name. You're right, B. Austin. It was a Major League Baseball player who said that's what he was over there doing.
Now we know what he was doing, but he was able to use that excuse.
Yes, he was, because I got to remember this boy's name. It's going to come to me, but all I'm saying is you're right. That definitely was a story. But listen, man, I'm saying it in jest. Yo, you Google Thailand, man, you see all kinds of stuff come up, man. That's all I'm saying.
You think it's a cover-up?
I'm just saying the story sounds a little sus, but
speaking of that side of the world.
Based on Jimmy's analysis, the kids, the floodwaters is coming. They already here, man. They ain't gonna find them kids, man. Them kids ain't lying. They lying.
Man, Godspeed. I hope they find them kids, man. Or well, they found them. Hope they get them out. If it's not that situation. It's not a taken situation. All right, look. Speaking of that side of the world, man, former Ball State football player Wendell Brown, he just recently received a 4-year prison sentence from a Chinese court. He got 4 years in China. I'm gonna read y'all this story real quick, or tell y'all the details of the story. But when I first read this and I was gonna share it with y'all, I had triple B jokes on deck, but the more I read, the more serious this was. Like, yo, this is kind of messed up. So this guy, he traveled to China to teach American football. He was in a bar. An altercation broke out in the bar, and somebody threw a bottle at him. He didn't even react. He didn't even, get in on the brawl. He didn't start taking out little Chinese dudes and nothing like that. When people came close to him, they said the most he did, and I swear some of the bystanders may have said that some of this may have been on video. I don't know. I haven't seen anything. All he did was give a defensive push, to get the people away from him. He gets arrested. He's been in jail in China for the last 2 years. He just got sentenced after 2 years to 4 years. They don't even know if this is going to be a credit for time served type thing. He might have to do 4 years on top of the 2 that he's already done. His mom reached out to the president. The ironic thing about this, y'all, it was going on while LiAngelo and them was over there stealing stuff and getting off easily. So basically you had these dudes because they had, they were popular, the dad's famous, he got into it with the president, all of the stuff that people could benefit from, the public relations of it, got these guys off who were guilty of what they were charged of and admitted it. And by all means and all accounts, this innocent man has already spent 2 years in a Chinese prison. He's about to probably have to spend 4 more. And his mom was actually trying to get President Trump's attention about the whole thing when he was going over there when the whole LiAngelo Ball thing happened. So she's really upset about that because, of course, those guys got off. And her son, she's not getting the same kind of attention. And she's begging the president to get involved. And, she's talking about how she would be, so thankful, unlike LeVar Ball, that he killed the president after he claimed he helped. Yo, this is scary, man. This is scary.
Yeah, it definitely is, man. First thing I want to say is B. Austin, the brother's name was Adam LaRoche. Adam LaRoche went to fight women being sold as sex traffickers.
He
found himself in that crowd. Yeah, he found himself in that crowd somehow. So shout out to Adam LaRoche, man. Go to Thailand and get us the real story, Adam LaRoche.
He had to do that research.
He's looking into it.
Yeah, he said he was. His wife caught him with the young Johns. I'm over here doing research about human trafficking, but that's either here nor there, man.
Yeah, I got some laughing at y'all, man.
No, but we're not making this up though. These are facts. You Google people. Look up Adam LaRoche fighting human trafficking, man, and tell me what y'all think about that story. Anyway,
yeah, we talked about that on the show.
In terms of this other story you talk about, man, this is crazy, man. It's like watching the episode of Locked Up Abroad. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that show before, but that joke makes me never want to leave the country, which is probably their objective.
Yeah, because they're saying racism is running rampant over there now. So, and what I didn't get from the story, out of all of these people who really were brawling, was he the only one to get arrested? Is he the only one doing this time? Either way, by all accounts, he's an innocent man. You're going over there to do something positive. You're going over there to teach a sport to people who don't know a sport, you try and go out and get your little drink on, and you get caught into something that has nothing to do with you, and now you're doing 4, maybe 6 altogether years in a Chinese prison. Come on, man. They saying usually, sometimes they deport foreigners, following a conviction. But it was unclear whether deportation was a possibility for him. They trying to roof my man. They trying to roof. And they said
jokes, man. That hurts, man. That's a hurt piece.
Yeah.
Man.
That's everything, man. Like that's sad, man.
All right, so last thing that happened while y'all were on the grind. We all know about the move LeBron made because we're about to talk about it in probably like 2 minutes. But his jersey sales have been on fire, even though you can't get them yet. It's like a pre-order type situation, like with Big Baller Brand. Pretty sure you're gonna get them, a little faster than 6 to 8 months. But LeBron's jerseys, they said the jersey sales have gone up 600% since a few years ago when he left Miami to go back to Cleveland. So, I'm just thinking at this point, his bandwagon has just grown a little bit bigger. Like, I always give him props of how he can carry that many people on his man part and still go out and play basketball and jump high every day and stuff like that. I think his bandwagon has just gotten bigger. And the ironic part about it, they said one of the places with the most sales is Cleveland. So the last time he left, they were burning his jerseys. This time he leaves Cleveland, they're like, we're leaving Cleveland too. We're going wherever he's going. I guess Jimmy always talk about it. Winning the championship in Cleveland is probably worth everybody's firstborn.
Listen,
so
you just stole my bars, man. Because what I'm saying is what he did for that city is bigger. I mean, right now, I can't think of any NBA player who's accomplished what he's a hometown kid who won the championship for a city that was so starved for a championship that they have a whole documentary about how much of a losing atmosphere it is in Cleveland. So that's
I'm saying though, they're gonna treat Kevin Love like this when he get traded to the Lakers, because he's getting traded to the Lakers soon.
that one championship is bigger than anything that he did in Miami. Now, with that being said, it also shows how they're getting ready to do on Dan Gilbert something awful, because this whole thing has always been about LeBron versus Gilbert, and that has the analogy of people sitting in your crib with their feet on furniture in terms of how Clutch Sports Gang treated this run in Cleveland. But the one thing they have done is turn everybody against Dan Gilbert. Like when I watch pundits in the sports media, people that write articles, everybody has turned against Dan Gilbert, which wasn't the case. People actually felt sympathetic for him the time that LeBron went out to Miami. He was able to come home, win a championship, turn everybody against this guy to the point where now people in Cleveland, they're okay with him leaving. It's like, oh, I get it. You got to deal with this boy. They somehow work this magic. Yeah, and I mean, this doesn't shock me also because of the times we're in. Because I remember when Shaq went to the Lakers, he couldn't keep them jerseys. It was the same hysteria when a big time player went to the Lakers. That's what it is. So that's not shocking.
No, I feel that. I just don't think the sales was off the hook in Orlando though. I don't think you said LeBron is a different beast.
That's the equivalent of leaving the first time. You know what I mean? So that's what that is. But I think this time, the sentiment is a little bit different, even coming from Cleveland, because of basically the championship and also how people feel about Dan Gilbert. And I don't think it's just LeBron too. I think it's also in the way they handled the Kyrie situation. It kind of turned people off right there. So it's like, you're Dan Gilbert, you win a championship, you have Kyrie Irving and LeBron James, and 2 years later you have neither one of them. So this is even outside of just the whole LeBron thing. You have Kyrie nor LeBron.
I know. I mean, and that's going to make him look bad, but I don't see that being on him. Kyrie didn't leave because of Dan Gilbert.
I know it's context to it, but a lot of times people don't even care about the context. It's what is the result? The end result is we had a championship that we've never had, and the guys responsible for it, neither one of them are here. And now we have a guy who has a tail and a Duke haircut at the same time. So if I'm a Cleveland fan, like I understand that there's context. I'm not trying to hear that right now. Sometimes it's like, yo, I don't want to hear that. It's just like, yo, it's your fault, B.
Well, he said the same thing he said last time. I'm gonna win a chip without LeBron. I don't know, he must be talking about a potato chip contest.
Yo, he's the only person that believes that. Yo, I don't even think his little son believes that. Like, nobody believes that.
In all them years, you only got one with LeBron. So how the hell do you think you're going to win anything without LeBron? That's the crazy part about that.
Yo, you can't.
If he gets the number one pick in the draft again next year, though, I'm calling foul again on the lottery.
Yo, but, like, who wants to play in Cleveland? Let's be honest. Now, like, they were able to land many people because LeBron was there. But LeBron not being there, I mean, I wish I had the quote from Joakim Noah. Like, that's just a fact. You're going to have to get the guys who don't want to deal with
They really didn't, though. They really didn't. What big-time free agents went over there? Like, Kevin Love was traded, but he did have to re-up.
Yeah.
He had that decision. I know he's salty now because
he agreed to re-up before the trade actually happened. So
no.
Wouldn't have even came.
No, that wasn't before. No, he didn't re-up until he had played a season before he had that decision.
They traded for him first. Yeah, they traded for him first. But does he re-up?
He had
not there?
He had a
might,
decision.
Though,
that's the thing. LeBron talked him into re up, and then LeBron leave him high and dry. Now he's there by himself.
Because here's my thing. I look at it a couple ways. There's certain cats like Kevin Love who won't mind playing in the Midwest and flyover states. Shout out to Paul George. But the cream of the crop, they don't want that. They want the big. They want to, like, the days of Tim Duncan and those guys, those humble guys are gone, because at this point the whole league is Gustin Lake. Cats want to have the media attention from the big lights. They want to get the IG shots. You're not getting that in Cleveland. Or
remember,
Jim, I mean, like,
Kevin Love was another. I'm going to the Lakers after my contract is up, dude. That's why, like, I saw you talking to some Lakers fans, like Magic needs to make that deal, even though San Antonio trying to consumer thing, y'all. They trying to get y'all. I can't say that, but even though they trying to fleece y'all, at some point y'all might. I agree with you. Y'all might have to make the deal, because that's already two dudes. Kevin Love said he was going to the Lakers, after his first year in Cleveland. He ended up re-ing up in Cleveland. Paul George said he was going to the Lakers, so the Pacers got him up out of there so they can get something for him. He ends up burning.
And the crazy part is he makes Presti look smart, because he actually released a statement today. They were asking him about that, and he said if he didn't get traded to OKC and form a bond with Russell, which that comment in itself sounded kind of weird, and form a bond with Russell, then he definitely would have just went to LA. But they took a chance on him and Russell formed some sort of bond. I think one of the articles on Yahoo called them, they act like the stepbrothers, like these two dudes are inseparable, which is kind of weird. I mean, they didn't even invite Melo to their party. It was just them two. Not Melo would have showed up, but
I mean,
like,
it's not that weird.
Sort of weird relationship going.
When you're in Oklahoma City,
young boy,
who else you got to hang out with besides?
That's true too. That's true. He's probably his only friend by just circumstance. Like,
and Melo don't do no young boy stuff,
true.
So he probably wasn't even hanging out when they was trying to get him to hang out.
Yeah. Melo like fashion shows in like Paris, like sipping cognac. So he on a whole different.
He was doing that in between games.
Somewhere.
He was doing that on off days.
Yo, salute to Melo. He a real dude, because that's the kind of dude I'd probably be in the league, not even giving a damn about a chip. I'd just be enjoying life. Anyway.
All right. Well, let me get some. We can get right back into that topic, Jim. Let me just give you a quick birthday shout out so we can get into that. And the birthdays are brought to you by nobody. Shout out to John LeClaire. You Philly people would know him because he's a former Philadelphia Flyer. So shout out to him on his 49th birthday. Former NFL wide receiver James Lofton turned 62 years old. Damn. Shout out to James Lofton. Richard Goose Gossage of MLB fame. He turned 67. And we'd like to give a war room salute to all of these folks on their birthday. Salute. Yay! Happy birthday. And all right, it's time. We're going to talk about this NBA rap. Jimmy's going to get into it, but before he does that, you guys can check out our website at warroomsports.com. If you want to call in and speak to us about the wild week that was an NBA free agency, or as I like to call it, the Kitty Cat Association, dial the Digital Extreme Tech hotline. That number is 323-410-0012. Press 1 when prompted. If you're already listening from your phone, just press 1 if you want to talk. And we got some people waiting on the line now. Rob, we're going to get to you. Tobias, we're going to get to you. We got somebody else calling in from 917. We're going to get to you in a minute. We're going to get this started. Jim, you got it.
Yes, sir. Time to talk about this NBA. And this is brought to you by Digital Extreme Technologies. So you and your business need a custom website. First of all, stop using Wix sites that's only made for young ladies of the evening who live in Thailand. Get you a real website by going to digitalextremetech.com, or you can call 267-205-4203. And if you're trying to get the hookup, get a discount, say, listen, I heard about Digital Extreme Tech through War Room Sports, and they will break it down, let you put something on it. We got the hookup like Master P. But, listen, with all that being said, it's definitely time for us to talk about basketball, because that's this thing of ours, for those who don't know. LaCosta knows the association. So, with that being said, man, listen,
yes,
of course we got to start with LeBron, because it's basketball talk, and we got to start with LeBron because it's the biggest story in all the sports. To the point where
right,
it's kind of annoying.
Don't forget, we got a guest for this segment. The homie Joel Rodriguez is on the line. Basketball aficionado. He is in the building.
Hey, guys.
What's going on, big dog?
I'm doing great. How are you guys, man?
LeBron defender. Defender of his generation.
He had it already.
Joel, what's good, Joel? This is Jimmy, man.
Hey, Jimmy, how you doing, man? I'm hoping
man.
I can.
I appreciate the wake up tweet. I get a tweet like 5-something this morning from Joel saying, "I hope this tweet wakes you up." I'm talking about the show tonight, so salute to you, man. I appreciate that. But
yeah, man, I was hyped for the night. I didn't even write notes. I'm gonna try and do this in one take, like Hov. So.
Oh,
I'm hoping,
okay.
this is really good.
Okay, one take, Joe. Let's get it. Well, the first thing I got to bring to the table as we talk about the NBA is definitely agreeing to a 4-year deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, a lot of people aren't really surprised. This has been rumored for a long time. But with people going in other places, shout out to Paul George. First of all, you can never trust a man with 2 first names like that. So we should have known from the rip that he was lying. But so he's in OKC.
Anjay, Paul George, and the other boy named Boogie. So trust a dude named Boogie.
Well, LeBron James 2 first names too, though. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like LeBron James, Paul George.
Technically,
any surprises here though?
Anyway.
Were you
surprised? Not really. I mean, Paul George is a surprise because who wants to play for OKC? I didn't know about him and Westbrook's relationship until he opened it up like this was like a hidden marriage or something. The way he talked about it, the bond they formed, and there was some little bit of creepy language in there. But
remember, we talked about it.
I wasn't paying attention.
I think it really started when West went to bat for him for the whole All-Star situation, and they started talking about it after that. The bond that they're forming and the way that West went to bat for him might go a long way when it's time for him to stay. So. I don't know. Even though he made that public, before the season started, I wasn't that surprised either when he ended up re-signing with him. I think the only surprise of the week for me was Boogie. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But
hey, listen, man. Hey, Dev, you my man, 50 grand, man. I known you all my. Actually, you like a brother. I actually known you longer than I've known my real brother. But if I gotta get a chance to go live in LA or live in OKC, you might be there by yourself, King. You might be by yourself, dog. Like I'm gonna go over here, and,
Your game got to be better than OKC because it ain't nothing else to do.
There are only so many trips to Dave & Buster's you can go to in OKC.
I'm like, Bav, dog. We still cool. I hit you. I text in a minute, but I'm gonna be in LA, dog. Like you can have chilies, just popping ass chilies.
OKC is popping, man. They get Nas at house parties, man. OKC the place to be.
I heard that. Anyway,
dude from LA.
I think the biggest.
In LA.
I think with the options that Paul George had is kind of a shock, and not only that, the fact that he had this 3-part series talking about how difficult a decision it was, and he didn't even meet with any other team. So it obviously wasn't that difficult when you didn't even meet with anybody else. The Sixers would have been an option.
Doesn't mean he already had that decision made. He just wanted to do something, which I don't really understand because, that could. I mean, he's not as big of a figure as LeBron James, and we saw how the decision went for him 8 years ago. So I'm wondering, why do you want to televise this? For even if it's not, there's people out there who's going to see this as narcissistic, and why is he doing this? But remember when it first started, though, I did say that to y'all. I was like, I think he's going to stay. I think the only reason he has the guts to do a series like that is because he's going to stay. Because you would have had to learn a lesson from the decision. You don't go on national TV and then embarrass a whole fan base. So I think, when they announced that, I was like, yeah, he probably going to stay.
What's interesting to me is that when LeBron actually went to Miami, we argued on air about it because I didn't really care. It didn't bother me as much as it bothered you guys. The whole quote-unquote super teaming thing.
You enjoyed
it. But what I didn't like was I didn't like how he handled it in terms of the decision. But in retrospect, I have the problem with the decision now because, first of all, it gave so many quotables in terms of I'm taking my talent to on the blank. It gave us pop culture quotables for one. For two, it just aged very well. And it also, in a time to me where sports and everything else in life is made up of moments, the decision was a moment. This free agency
language
right here,
new,
all this movement.
The straight to the NBA dudes always said at their press conference, I'm taking my talent to the NBA.
I'm taking my talent. Yeah, but no one ever did it in the NBA. I'm taking my talent to South Beach. The whole decision and everything after that, not one, not two. We got so many quotables from that I'm not even mad at it no more because, they gave us some nice bars that came out of that whole thing. But in terms of overall super teaming, I know me and Joel agree with a lot of things. Some of the things we don't agree with, but I've seen his take on a lot of things. Specifically, the only thing about this whole movement of
Joel
super teaming,
be error trolling sometimes.
I mean, no, but the thing is
only
right?
Only with Russ. Only with Russ.
Yeah, your Russ trolling. Your Russ trolling is top notch. That's
Yeah.
I look for Russ to succeed or fail just to see your response. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie.
Y'all were just talking about Paul George for 5 minutes, and it took everything in me not to mention Russ. So
not to take a shot.
It was.
Yeah, you're Russ trolling.
But what did you say? Because of Russ,
he's
going back. He's going back because of Russ. So you got to give him props on that.
Props for what?
Hey,
OKC,
y'all just talked about
the West.
how nobody wants to be in OKC. You got to give, and he ain't signed a 1-year contract, man. This dude,
I know.
You bang with him that much to sign, 4 years, of course with an option in the last year. That got to be something. Yeah, some kind of props you got to give him.
I think just no trolling aside, this puts a ton of pressure on Presti. One, OKC's payroll with the luxury tax is over $300 million this year.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? It's the highest in the history of the league, which is nuts. Everybody got
out of Melo.
Melo.
They can shave them $100 million off of that. They get out of Melo.
Yeah, but
you heard what
Steven Adams
said. They got unfinished business though. They got unfinished business. They got to lose in the first round again.
What's the business? OKC is not even a guaranteed playoff team now because the Lakers are a playoff team. No, you would think LeBron is going to make the Lakers a playoff team.
Yeah, I would think so.
Right. And Minnesota, when Minnesota was healthy, Minnesota when they were completely healthy, they were a top 3 or 4 team. It wasn't until Butler got hurt that they started to slide. So you're really looking at the 7 and who was the 7 seed last year? You're really looking at the Spurs and OKC that were really the two, the bottom of the West really as far as the playoff teams. So those are the 2 teams that I think are in trouble as far as making the playoffs. And Denver, I think, is really good too. Denver probably would have been a playoff team had they been healthy. I don't get why Paul George would come back to it, why he would sign with OKC before knowing what LeBron did. That was the one thing that just bothered me. Is you really think OKC is in a position to really contend with these other teams?
That has to show you something that y'all are ignoring. Maybe people don't want to play with LeBron like that. it seemed like he was a little more thirsty.
No,
to
that's
than
possible.
Everybody else. Because there's no way you make
but
that
at the same
decision
time,
unless you don't want to play with the dude.
Or
in your
home situation. Yeah. But here's the thing, Joel. Another thing I think is a lot of this is lifestyle decisions. It's not necessarily basketball related. Like, so maybe he enjoys being in a flyover state where there's really no pressure. Like these fans, like he's lived like a king in OKC forever just because he chose them. Like he essentially got the ugly girl and is trying to make her pretty. So she's always going to have like a sense of loyalty to him because he chose her when Kate didn't. Like, so.
But he had that. He had that in Indiana too, though.
I'm about to say that they'll be burning his jersey when he opt out in 3 years.
I mean,
they'll be burning his jersey in 3 years.
I mean, that's possible too. I mean, OKC ain't gonna make it too nice to burn the jersey. Like we think do nothing.
I don't know, man. Paul George coming off a little shaky to me. Like he said that the Lakers didn't try hard enough to get him to last year, which is like, dog. Come on, man. Like
that's what you gotta say. To that's what you gotta say to act like there's a reason. You know what I'm saying? Just like before Devin Booker decided that he's gonna re-up in Phoenix, he had to throw that out there. Oh, I'm mad at them because they got rid of Tyler Ulis. So if he decides by chance, I'm gonna wait and see what it looked like on the free agent market. You know, there's going to be people dumb enough to believe that Tyler Ulis, getting dealt was a part of the reason why this dude not going to come back. And, they got to put that stuff out because there's people dumb enough to believe it.
He cared about Tyler Ulis. They put that bread in front of his. He didn't care about Tyler no more.
I don't think he cared about him that much in the first place. Just leaving wiggle room.
It's like the saying, a man is only as loyal as his options. That's what they say, right? So, cool.
I can't carry around.
Cool. Yeah, a book a week, yo. A book a week, bro.
Yo, that's how you begin to coach, man. I know you're on Brother Skeletor, a.k.a. Russell Westbrook, a.k.a. the hardest transfer dresser out there. But are you honestly going to tell me that you don't believe that OKC has a shot at the 8th through the 6th seed? You're telling me they're not a playoff contender?
No. I said, why would you sign to a team that isn't a guaranteed playoff team? Like, is OKC that much better than Denver or the Lakers? You know what I mean? Or Minnesota? Like, no, they're not. And those teams didn't make the playoffs. So why,
Denver,
why would you
fully
commit?
Healthy though? Fully, you get Paul George and Roberson locking up, and neither one of them dudes get hurt.
Correct.
They're gonna be a whole different team defensively. Roberson, I don't want him touching the ball on offense, but there's two sides of the ball now.
Right? Yeah, no, I get it. I'm not trying to say OKC is a guaranteed lottery team. What I'm saying though is that you are committing to a team that isn't going anywhere. Like, let's say even if they do make the playoffs, they're probably going to run into.
You're looking at this like he had a chance to be on a quasi title contender versus just being on a fringe playoff team. That's the logic.
He pretty much went to the Pacers with better weather. That's what it looks like to me.
To me,
the Pacers might beat it. They might beat the Thunder in the 7-game series right now.
Yo, I agree with that. They could be a better team now. But here's the thing, though. He had all kinds of options. I mean, even to the Sixers, right? To the Sixers.
He didn't even look into that. That was his best fit.
Because
I'm not just saying that as a fan.
He's not a superstar that demands the ball. He would have fit in perfect with a Ben Simmons and a Joel. And you're playing in the East. So the thing is, it's not just about you choosing OKC. You didn't even look at all your options. Like, your bond with Westbrook is so tough that there was money out there to be made in better situations from a lifestyle standpoint and all that. But, I mean, he chose his boo over everything else.
All right, let's go back to y'all. All these dudes wanting to play with their friends, man. Y'all the ones like this stuff. I want to play with my buddies. Get out of here, man.
Listen, man, and back to my point. And back to my point about that overall. What I was saying is that I understand Joel's point on a lot of things. The one thing that I think we can disagree on is only one of these moves really, like, I don't even want to say rub me the wrong way because I don't care that much, but I think that what Durant did different than what anybody else has done, including LeBron. Some people say, well, LeBron's move opened up the door for Durant. Okay, if you say that, fine. But I think what Durant did is worse than what anybody did, including Boogie.
I don't disagree with that.
I think that
Durant looked like
I
kitty cat of the butch.
Totally agree with that.
Yeah, it's worse. It is worse. I just don't care. Look, with me,
so you're where I am. I don't
always
care enough, but I do think it's worse. I think that would be the only one where it's like, oh, really? All the rest of them, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you choose to do what you want to do, take your power, do it as you want to do. But for you to go down 3-1, the team come back, and it's primarily your fault. That just looked that to me is the one that looked a little kitty cattish. The rest of them, I don't care. Like, you free agents, go where you want to go. That just looked a little sus to me. That's the only one out of all of these.
Well, all right. First of all, real quick, I don't want to go too tangenty, but it was mostly Russell's fault.
I was about to, Joe, I swear to God, when Jimmy said that, I was about to cut Jimmy off. Like, I'm pretty sure he don't think that. But I'm pretty sure he put that.
I know. I saw him.
KD came up small in the clutch a lot in that series.
I gave you the alley-oop, Joel. I gave you the alley-oop.
And I Blake Griffin that hoe. But he all right. What Kevin Durant did, I think, just made, as far as competition, it made Golden State into like an all-time great sports team, like dominant team, right? That's what it did. Because Golden State was probably a title. They won 73 games without him. They won a title without him. They did it with Harrison Barnes. So, when you put him on it, it's like, it just makes it unfair. So it is worse. But I've always been the type to applaud or be cool with the player making that move, like him having that control and not, ownership or GMs, trying to make rule changes so that they can keep players from doing exactly what they want to do, which is why I like LeBron a lot too.
I can compartmentalize that though. As a man, you ask me that, of course I want to see these dudes with that kind of power and control and all that kind of stuff. But I also, want to see some kind of competitive nature from these dudes, man. Like, okay, you got the power, but, everybody don't have to use their power to go team up with, a couple of other top 10 players in the league. Like, it's y'all like this stuff. I think it makes the league a little bit boring at times, because I've always been one of those type of dudes that watch everybody. Right now, everybody is not really watchable, even though I'm just, a weird dude and I watch all of that stuff anyway. But, some teams just on a regular old Tuesday night, as me and Jimmy always say, they just not even worth watching. And, maybe if some of the talent was a little bit more spread out, considering that you and everybody else out there says this is the most talent-rich league we've ever seen, like, I wouldn't really be opposed to that notion if, if all the top-heavy talent didn't all want to play together. Like, especially that dude.
But now
Mr.
Think about this, though.
Why they stop going at these people? Why everybody want to play for the Heat and the Lakers? Like, he really played this.
Think about this though. How many teams like how many super teams do you think are in the NBA right now? Like how many teams do you think were guys just joined up together? One?
Not just a mega team. They surpassed. They're a mega team now.
Right. So how many teams do you think that you can put 2 or 3 All-Stars together and they'll win like 55, 60 games? There's a few. And I think that speaks to the talent that is in the league. Like if Kyrie and Jimmy Butler left their teams to go to another team, they'll start winning. If Lillard and Giannis, or somebody goes to Philly with Simmons and Embiid, like there's a lot of different options out there where a team can go from 45, 50 wins to 50, 60. Now, again, Golden State is dominant to where, it won't matter. But I do think there is a lot of talent, and I do think it's a little more spread out than you're giving it credit for.
But I think
here's the issue. Here's the issue. Well, it's not that it's not spread out, and there is a little bit of parity. I think the point, and Dave, you could touch on it. I'm not trying to be
for you, but I do know. The problem is competition. What is sport without competition? It's the WWE. When these dudes decide that I don't want to beat the best, I want to team up with them, never mind management. Let's go and sit down on a banana boat. Let's go sit down in a coffee shop. Let's go chop purses together, and let's talk about how we won't have to play each other, and we can make it easy, and we can just run through the league and turn everybody else into the Jersey Generals. Like, that's corny. That's corny. You can be friends in the office, but I want to whoop your ass on the court. Like, I want people to know that I'm the best, and you're in the way of that. Like, that attitude is not.
I do think Shorts. Go ahead, Jimmy.
No, all I was going to say is the only thing that, like, and we went through this on our Facebook, is this whole adage of this being a new thing. I think the only thing that's changed is transparency, for one, and for two, the athletes having a little bit more power based on now versus the past. But any athletes had power in the past, they kind of have done the same thing. And it's not a fallacy. And you talk about, you can point to this situation, that situation, pretty much tell you something damn near every year. In several situations that tried to come to pass that didn't come to pass for ownership blocking it reasons. I mean, there's several situations. I mean, even if you look at the Lakers, the only reason they got Magic Johnson was because Gail Goodrich, as a free agent, wanted to play with Pistol Pete, who was best friend, went to Utah, and back then as a free agent, when you went, you had to give a draft pick. Pistol Pete gets hurt. Now, Utah stinks instead of being a great team because they have two of the all-time best players at that time. And that pick turns into the first pick for the Lakers. Now, that's just one example. I can give you 60, 80 examples if we had enough time to do that. My point is, if I agree. So my thing is, I'm more inclined to agree.
You're going to write that in the article. We need them examples. And I don't care.
Anyway, but B. Austin was telling me that you can cherry pick examples, and I'm not really cherry picking examples. That's one out of a gazillion. If you read the history of the game, you'll see that Cats have been trying to do this. The fact of the matter is now they actually have the power to do. Cats have been trying to threaten it. People threaten them to sit out unless they get traded. When Dr. J comes from the ABA to the NBA, he doesn't want to go to a certain team because he wants to play with his friends in Philly. Like, this kind of stuff has been going on. So that's my only thing. Let's not act like it's a personality. If you want to say guys have been Cat forever, that's one thing. Okay, cool. They've been Cat forever, but Cats have been trying to play with
you know how I feel on that, Jimmy. I tell y'all all the time. I'm not arguing for an era. I'm not arguing for old guys versus new guys. I'm arguing for myself. And if you give me 80 examples of the same thing, I'm going to tell you that all 80 of those is Kitty Cat as well. I don't care what era they were in, where they came from. So I try to stay away from the era versus
these young guys being different. No, these young guys have more power in exercising it.
Right.
But this kind of mentality is a new mentality.
The salary cap and luxury tax also makes it easier for players to do this because before you could have signed your guy for as much as you wanted.
Go ahead,
salary cap and luxury tax definitely makes it easier. But let me ask you this: can we agree that basketball is a culture, right? So it is a culture. Right. So now, as a part of your argument, it's that there's more transparency and there's more views into what these dudes do because they are brands and they're concerned, if they're concerned about their personal brand isn't paramount to winning and competing, it's at least on the same level. And we're talking about a culture again, then we're giving the kids that are coming up at them an earlier view into what they do, so that erodes the competitive nature of sports to begin with, and that's why it's different from era to era because it starts earlier. It starts way earlier where these kids are more concerned about their brand than competing and beating up on one another. Hence, we have Jelly Fan, let's all team up and do weird layups and make, which is cool, you know what I'm saying? I like the creativity,
man, but all I'm saying is the culture hasn't really changed. Like a lot of even it's funny because I see Charles Barkley, who's on like I'd rather never win than the super team. But you say dude And I'm not even talking about Houston when you tried then. In his prime, before they sent him to Phoenix, he tried to force a trade to play with Patrick Ewing and Oakley. Like, he tried that. It just couldn't work out. But the thing is, he actually tried that. So my thing is, Cat's been doing this forever. Now, if you're saying, okay, well, they're all Cat.
Also,
cool. They're all Cat too.
These guys.
But these guys, we romanticize and call tough guys, and these people wanted to compete against each other. Thomas made moves to get Mark Aguirre on the Pistons as well. Like, all this stuff has been going on. And the fact because of the transparency, now we have a more of an insight into what goes on, what conversations are. I mean, right now, media is just making up stories. So, I mean, it's all fake news. But go ahead, man.
Like you speak of the culture, right? And which is a fair point. Our culture also has glorified rings as like the one argument to just shut somebody up. Like even we talk about Barkley, right? When he argues with Shaq, what does Shaq do? Shaq points to his titles and he sticks to it, and that's it. You know what I mean? There are people who legit think like to switch to a different sport that Derek Jeter was a better baseball player than A-Rod because he won World Series. You know what I mean? And we hang on to those rings, and kids see that growing up, and they think, okay, I need to get this ring, right? And that's why they team up, because they want to get a ring. So for you to say it's lacking, that the competition is lacking when they're trying to get a ring, when they're trying to win the ultimate thing, I think there's a bit of a contradiction there, no?
There's a contradiction there's a contradiction from anybody in society who will say both of those things which oppose each other like you just did, but there's not a contradiction
fair.
when we're talking because we've admitted a long time ago that the Jordan era has, and this is one of my theories, I think the whole Michael Jordan thing ruined the game somewhat because of that. Because think about it. There were people, I mean, look, Bill Russell, personally, I didn't start to hear so much about Bill Russell and his 11 rings until the talk was about Michael Jordan and his 6, because there were people that needed to combat that. Well, he has 11.
Right.
But we didn't talk about that so much before Mike got 6. Now all of a sudden Michael has 6. That's what you need to do. Like, they literally used to say, like, Kobe Bryant won't be better than Michael Jordan until he gets 7. Okay, like, I love Kobe Bryant, but
which
even if
crazy.
he got 7 titles, that doesn't make him better.
But you know
than
what though? That was also a big. It's a bigger thing. It goes into marketing the game, right? Because up until Michael got in, there was never this talk about like who were the best player of their time being like the GOAT. This whole thing of being a GOAT, a lot of this has to do with the league becoming as big as it became. And just marketing the product. So by marketing the product to say, hey, you're watching something that you'll never see again. This is the greatest thing ever. Look at these championships and this and the third. Like, we never that never was a thing before. The whole adage of the best player has to take the last shot is ridiculous, and that's just something that came through that era of marketing.
It came through that era as well.
There's a lot that goes into that. I just like look at this a little bit different, and I understand like everybody's point, but to me the biggest argument I have in terms of like the culture is like this being a different culture. These guys are trying to do this as if that never happened. That was my biggest argument with this, and and I know sports is a little bit different than anything else in life, but if you're looking at sports as a business, to me like this is what happens in business.
Right. That's what I was going to use that too. Like, let's say we were all let's say we all grew up together and we were friends, right? And I came up with like a real good restaurant, like a chain or a dry clean or a record label or something. Am I not going to try and put y'all on so we can all try and dominate each other?
Sports, man. People try those kind of analogies all the time. Because first of all, like people,
it is the same as
not
sports.
Even just you owning a record label, people always try to compare sports to like regular jobs. Well, if you that's not a fair comparison.
No. I'm not comparing it. I'm not comparing it to me getting a job at like Ford as a mechanic, and I make y'all mechanics. I'm saying like if I make Ford, right, I'm gonna try and put y'all on as some. Give y'all really big titles, and we all make money. Like we all become millionaires. It is the same thing. It's a career.
That is not the same thing as these dudes teaming up. All of these dudes are millionaires.
I guess it depends.
In their own right, they're millionaires. You're not putting them on to anything. They didn't put Kevin Durant on.
But
anything that he was going to get besides the championship.
For me, the money has nothing to do with it. The way I look at business is a little different too, because I do look at business and see how they treat business, and essentially they compete the same way sports do. Whether it's Coke, Pepsi, whether it's Google, Apple, and you better believe if a big time marketing exec from Coca-Cola goes to Pepsi, that's news, and it's damn the equivalent of leaving one team going to the other.
First of all, it's going to take a long time because they signed non-compete clauses. They can't do that for
This is true. But in the tech industry, it happens all the time, though. Within the tech industry, they are very competitive. They do sign non-compete, but they find ways around that as well. But that's
okay. But I think y'all getting off on a tangent, man. I don't think those analogies are terrible, man.
Also, all these kids, they're not terrible. You're just putting sports higher than everything else. That's all. Also, these kids these kids.
Y'all can't compare sports to regular jobs. Be you back on.
It's not a regular job. If I own Ford, that's not a regular job. I fucking own Ford. What regular job is that?
Okay, well, that owning it is not a regular job. But still, come on, man. We talking about you own and you said you're going to talking about ownership. You said you're going to put us on, and so we can all eat and this and that. Like
no.
How is that the same? How is that the same if
that in and of itself, that means we weren't on to begin with. Right. So there's a difference.
The Wade and Chris Bosh weren't on when they joined up with LeBron. That's a terrible.
Fine. So that if we all were in the same industry and we all had a skill and we all got together and became one really big company, that's really what I was trying to say. Like, but somebody somebody has to be the best one.
I wasn't talking about owning Ford and putting someone. I'm talking about, first of all, business. The way business operates in 2018 is damn near like sports in terms of having people report on it, in terms of the movement of executives and people working. It's damn near sport. But with that being said,
we can make a sports analogy for anything we do. But talking about this on a pure level, like y'all, it has nothing to do with competitors teaming up in a sport versus business to take over the business.
So if we're the top of our profession, let's just say we're engineers and we work for different organizations that compete, and we decide to team up. It's not the same. Even if these are competing organizations,
and make our own organization, it's not the same.
What's the difference?
I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same.
It is the same.
It's the same.
I don't think it's the same because this is an athletic thing. Like, I don't think it's the same.
This is another thing.
I can go at another level and take business and money and all of this stuff out of it. I can say something like, and this might not be that good. I don't think it's that great. I'm just giving. Hold on. I'm just giving an opposing view. Let's take the fame, the money. Let's take all of that stuff out of it. If I'm sitting in the crib and my homies come knock on my door, and stuff like this happened back in the day. Come knock on my door, yo, such and such and them, your man such and such and three of his homies are up at the park. And these guys aren't from your neighborhood. They're up at the park and they cracking heads right now. I'm like, oh, bet, let me get my shoes on. I'm not gonna go up there and try to get the fifth spot on their team. I'm gonna go up there and go at them dudes. Like, I'm not trying to join up with them so I have a chance to be up all day. I ain't got to sit down on the sideline. I'm going to be on the court all day. Like, I'm going up there to try to beat those dudes. There's no trophies involved. There's no money involved. I understand all of that. But competition.
But on that same
also Wade and LeBron
business is the same thing.
In this analogy,
the best players in one league.
You're going to the park and your friends are the ones up there cracking the out of towners, and your friends ask you, do you want the fifth spot? These are your friends. You don't join the team with the out of towners. You join the team with your friends in that and out.
No, but Jimmy, you didn't listen to what I said. I said they're from a different neighborhood, but whoever came to get me, you're manning them. I know them, but they're good. They're good basketball players from another neighborhood. And then even if they were from the same neighborhood, I'm not going up there to say, yo, let me get that fifth spot. Like, yo, I'm going up there to play against these dudes. I'm going up there to get them off the court because they've been up there running my court all day while I wasn't there.
All I'm saying is, first of all, we have this thing in terms of like basketball because we love basketball, what we do, where we romanticize the game and also the history of the game. We have revisionist history, and we kind of romanticize what has happened. And it's just like it's just not that.
How am I
because
romanticizing my own feelings about competition?
I didn't say that you. First off, I didn't say you did anything. I said we have a tendency, including myself in that, including myself in that.
Also,
but what I'm saying is, you can't make the analogy. You say you can't make the analogy of industry. To me, is just false because you can say it's athleticism all you want to. I mean, it's a sport, right? So, and it's competition, but there's competition within everything. If I'm a top surgeon and you're a top surgeon and we work at different hospitals that compete, and I say, you know what, I'm going to go work at this other hospital with them so we can make this the greatest hospital instead of us competing at hospitals.
Wait.
Analogy.
I get your analogy. I get it. I understand that. But then the question is, within those individual fields, what is valued the most, right? So when you take money out of the equation, because these are professional basketball players, so there is money.
All them two doctors when they teamed up at the same hospital.
There's a value. There's a value in being.
What I'm saying is we're.
There's a value in being the best baller out there.
That does happen, Dev.
But Jimmy, I never disagree with y'all that it happens. I just think that the analogy compared to a situation in sports, we can analogize sports with anything. We can do that with anything. Like, it's just some stuff that I just don't buy as being totally the same. Anything we can draw a parallel
to your point
about the competition in sports. Like, I don't think that and running a business is the same thing. That's all. I'm not saying that we can't draw parallels.
I mean, all right.
We
absolutely. To speak to your
all I'm saying is this. Apple has recently hired a Google guy who's head of AI to help improve Siri. And if you read the business journals or the tech news, it was the equivalent of LeBron going to LA. So it does happen. But the fact is,
then are they mad at him? Are they mad at him for doing it?
But some people are mad. But people are like, man, that's a good move. Because it depends upon. So yeah, people on both sides of that. But all I'm saying is the analogy.
People are mad at him. People are mad at these athletes. All I'm saying is. Don't make the point as if people do it all the time and nobody cares about it.
No, I'm making the point.
They feel the same way as I do.
Nobody was doing that though. Nobody was doing that.
But people are going to be mad no matter whether you move or you go anywhere though. So that's mad. People don't like change. People are mad. Athletes have the ability to be a free agent. And some people are even critical because you see people say they don't care about winning. All they care about is money. So Boogie takes less money and puts winning over money. And now these same people, I know one guy specifically who did this. He
y'all keep talking about these people, but y'all are arguing with me. I don't do the conflicting, opposing views. I'm happy. It amuses me what Carmelo Anthony is doing right now. If that's what you
where do you rank and value competition in sports? And do you see an erosion of competition in today's sports?
No.
That's my
only thing is
I don't see an erosion.
These canned responses that y'all have for everybody that y'all argue about this with because everybody doesn't think the same way. So it's like y'all are arguing with me, but y'all keep telling me what other people do and how they say one thing and then do another thing.
So your argument is you don't think
we're talking about us
want to
right
join teams, they should want to go at each other. But what I'm saying is basketball is bigger. If we're saying basketball is just about these guys wanting to compete with each other, like we're fooling ourselves is what I'm saying in response to your whole adage of I'm going against those guys. There's all kinds of other outside influences that determine where guys go. It's money, as B. Austin just mentioned. Sometimes it's lifestyle. They put a lot of those things into the bucket. It's not just about, hey, I want to go compete against him because he's the best. I think I'm the best, and I'm going to compete.
And honestly, a lot of these guys are from the same neighborhood, yo. AAU, McDonald, like these guys known each other before they went into the NBA. So they kind of are from the same neighborhood. You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right. And I think
around Philly, and I want to jump on everybody's job.
But it's the one thing I was in terms of maybe the difference in culture. I don't think it's not competing, but these guys, like Joel just said, are friends and have been friends. And what made me think about this is like, so I have a nephew in camp, and when camp is over, he still keeps in contact with people in camp, like based upon social media and things of that nature. When I went to camp, I mean, those chicks, I wish I could. Never mind. But the fact is, once it was over with, it was over with. So I don't keep in contact with you.
But
so these guys form
these
guys form friendships from a young age and remain friends for decades by the time they get to go to college.
Yeah, man. You see what's his name? Manu Bol's son, Bol. He if you check his IG, like his IG stories or whatever, he bigs up other high school players like from all over the country because they all know each other.
And they spend time together. You see Zion on his yacht, and him there, and they like Sharif O'Neal. They all hang together. Like that's the one thing I will give you in terms of culture. These guys are friends, but I don't think it's a situation where they're making up friendships to go play there. These guys have known each other and have remained in contact.
Right. It's not something where they met up in the NBA and just decided the team. I think this has just been a long running thing. And I do think that Golden State is super dominant in that, they're probably going to win a few titles in a row. But I think in the long run, we're going to have more teams want to beat Golden State, and it's going to take them down a little bit, and it's going to raise the competition. And I think if you look at throughout the history of the NBA, that is what has happened. Teams have been dominant, right? And then towards the end of their dominant run, that was when a lot of the competition started to come up, and you had some really, really good basketball. And I think we're probably a year or two away from that, but I think we are going to get to a point where they're going to be like 2 or 3 other teams that want to join up and try to take them down, and that's where we're going to see some really good stuff too.
I think we're going to see really good stuff between like 16 out of 30. I mean, because that's what we do now. How long? Tell the truth.
Yes.
How long
16
did we look forward
out of 30, but
Golden State versus Houston? How long did we look forward to that? From day one, people said that was going to be the NBA Finals, and the season shook out just like people said it was going to.
But bro, how many throughout your whole life watching basketball?
We
went
through that. Me and Devin had this argument. His thing is he thinks that it's better to have a couple good players on horrible teams that he can watch on a Tuesday night. Like me and Devin had this argument because of my.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget for the average person, this is entertainment. So you know what I'm saying.
My thing is this though. When have you ever been wrong? Bro, throughout your whole time watching basketball, right? How many times have you picked your preseason team to go to the finals and been wrong with both teams? We've always been right with at least one team.
Probably never.
Right? We've always been able to pick who's going to go far in the NBA. This is nothing new, bro. Golden State and Houston. We've always been able to know who's going to go far.
But the fact that we were calling it the NBA Finals, like at the same time we knew that whoever came from the other side, who they're calling a championship contending team,
no parity.
Yeah, when the Lakers played the Kings, when the Lakers played the Kings, we didn't do that too. Who honestly thought the Nets were going to beat any of those teams? No
the Spurs were in the mix.
It
wasn't like the Lakers. The Spurs were in the mix. The Lakers were in the mix. The Kings were in the mix.
But
that's the thing.
Same year.
Right? But that's the thing. You said who thought the Nets? I thought the East has been terrible since like '98. Probably before that. The East has been terrible for a
long time.
No, I agree with that. How does it get any better? If everybody wants to go play together. Everybody wants to go play together, and right now it just happens to be in the West. Everything's cyclical. It might flex one day, and it's going to be the East in a decade or two. But the stuff that you're saying to me,
I can't think of too many eras or too many seasons where you could legit say there were 4 or 5 teams that could win a title. It's always been 3 at the most.
I guess here's where we do things different, right? To me, this doesn't outside. I think the Warriors are an outlier, and I don't like the way that he handled that. I think they're an outlier. But outside of the Warriors, I don't see anything different than I've ever seen watching basketball my entire life. And
the bad thing about the Warriors, Jim, is their success really was built organically, and now everybody like going with them.
Now everybody's running.
And honestly, I'm not really buying the whole Cousins. I think people overreacted with Cousins, man. Like that Achilles. that Achilles injury is nothing to joke around with. Nobody's ever
I feel
come
what you're saying on that, and
to,
I agree with you when you say it. But his name is still DeMarcus Cousins, so that's how it's going to be looked at until proven otherwise. His name is still DeMarcus Cousins.
I mean,
he's the best center in the league. He may not be any longer.
No, to me, he is. To me, the best center. But I think it also. I think somewhere in the middle of what he said and what was reported in terms of him saying that he thought his phone was going to fall off the hook and nobody called him, because there are several teams that confirm that.
Yeah, we know that.
Like even think to bring him in. Yeah, there's several.
Yeah, that was definitely lies. But no, what Joel's saying is legitimate though, because that injury has been a killer to most people.
But that injury,
no one's ever recovered from that, like 100%.
But until that's proven, his name is still DeMarcus Cousins, and he just joined
Joel.
Until he comes out and plays like trash in December or January.
If the best center in the league falls off, I said if the best center in the league falls off, because he was 25 and 13 last year. Let's say that he loses something, and he drops to 21 and 10. The Warriors didn't need another effort that could do 21 and 10.
Well, first of all, if he goes to 21 and 10,
100%,
somebody
be 21.
If Cousins is getting 21 and 10 on the Warriors, somebody's suffering. Clay stats are dropping. A Durant, somebody's stats are going to just fall off the cliff if he's getting 21.
He could be 100.
Just more because Cousins has never made the playoffs in his life, in his career, right? Cousins signed for peanuts. He was also traded for peanuts, all right? When the Kings, when everybody knew he was about to get traded, right? The whole world knew the Kings were getting ready, wanted to trade him. They got Buddy Hield and a pick for him.
Listen, it came out today.
When's the last time we accused the Kings of being a smart organization?
Listen, Anthony Davis didn't want him in the Pelicans. They said that the GM told Anthony Davis, if you want him back, just say so. And Anthony Davis is basically like, I'm not going to say no Warrior, which is basically saying you don't want him on the team.
But we've known since the NBA draft that he's an asshole. Like, we've known that.
Yeah, but
but he's still an unguardable.
He's still, from a talent standpoint, he is the best center in the league. But I think that with the injury and all that, I think he can get. I think that he found a situation in which he can contribute. I think him going somewhere else and not have been able to do that. But Joel, the one thing I can say is they don't need him to even be. They don't even only be half of the player that he was to still have success with him on their roster.
Golden State, no. And like I said, Golden State, they don't even need him to do anything. Cousins can give out towels all season, and they're still going to win the title. You know what I mean? They don't need him to do anything. I'm just talking about the people that overreacted and was like, "Yo, that's it. Like I'm leaving the NBA." Like they got elected, they moving to Canada.
I'm not watching basketball no more. I feel you on that.
That's just
like the only way I'm
not
watching basketball is Kevin Durant leaves and goes to the Lakers. Then I'm out.
That's just based on, I don't even believe that because I think you still watch. That's just based on the name of Joel, because from everything I'm reading,
he didn't have
that many options. Even if he had a couple options, he didn't have that many options. So they said the Warriors never even called him. He called them. Just trying to find a place like, all right, let me go
What we saw with Cousins is twice in the last 3 years. Twice in the last 3 years, every team in the NBA had a chance to get him, and he was traded for peanuts and signed for peanuts. So at some point, we got to look at Cousins like, yo, what's wrong here?
He signed for $100,000 more than Swaggy P did. So
that's the thing, though. See, like Jimmy said, he contacted them when offers. What y'all tell me this? How many of the 30 teams out there thought that Boogie was going somewhere for $5 million? So if you ain't got something legal to offer him, then maybe you don't call.
From what we read, I read, Atlanta wanted him for 2 years and $11 million, which is $5.5 million. And the Lakers passed on giving him $5 million a year because they said they didn't want to wait till February. So the Celtics offered a comparable thing to what Golden State did. So it looks like that was his rate. And to the Swaggy P thing, if Swaggy P had that injury, he'd be out of the league.
Hey, but when we're talking about the stuff that we've been talking about, when you're talking about damn near getting a sure ring unless their plane go down versus playing in Atlanta and maybe some other places that are going to be competitive, but you're going to have to work harder because you just came off an Achilles. Yeah, your rate might be that for the Golden State Warriors, but your rate ain't that for Atlanta. Like Atlanta.
If you had a chance to make $5.5 million for the Atlanta Hawks or $5 million for the Warriors, you really gonna play for the Hawks, man?
That's what I just said. I said your rate is $5 million for the Golden State Warriors, not for the Hawks.
But your rate for the Hawks, right? But that's what I'm saying. But that's what the Hawks. That's what the Hawks offered them. That's what the Hawks offered him, right?
No. I'm saying his rate, not what they're offering him. We're saying the same thing.
Okay. You're saying
what I'm saying is for the Golden State Warriors, yeah, my rate is $5 million.
But my question is this, though. So basically, Doug, you're saying that's why he signed where he signed because he got offered the same amount of money from every team that offered him anything.
Right. Yeah, and you, like you said, he contacted them. He's like, look, while I rehab, I'm going to get a free ring. If these teams, you know what I'm saying, I'll call them and tell them.
Rehab.
He's like, I'm going to get a free ring while I rehab. Like Joel
from
said,
the teams that offered him bread.
He messed around, not play into the playoffs and play like 10 minutes a game in the playoffs.
The crazy part is Lakers had the chance to get in for that same rate and said, we cool.
Look who they got, though.
So right. He had a chance.
And they were Randall.
You're in a rush. Y'all know that.
And they signed the OG stat pad of Rondo. They got the OG stat pad of Rondo, and they got rid of Randall, who was healthy, right? And makes $9 million a year.
So to me, Boogie really didn't have any choice but to go to Golden State when you look at what his options were, unless he wanted to go play with the GOAT.
Yeah, I don't think he had much of a choice.
In Boston.
Yeah, choices, but like I was just saying, like my rate ain't that low unless it's for somebody like that. Where think about it, he go to Atlanta, the expectations are going to be way higher. You got to earn that $5 million, and he's not ready to do that yet, coming off an Achilles injury.
I mean,
he was ready to do that. Who is going to Atlanta? Except for on the, couple of days on the off season to go to the club. But
he could have went to Boston and played
guys,
the next GOAT.
Guys, there were other people on the phone. I kind of went Russell Westbrook on this, so I'm going to let the other guys who were waiting on the line talk.
All right, well, listen, man. For your time, man. Thanks for
no doubt.
Your perspective.
We got some callers too that's probably mad as hell right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Right, we just got spirited. Be good, y'all. Have a good night.
No doubt. Anytime, man.
No doubt.
All right, peace.
We got some callers on the line, and people are gonna think that was a caller. No, that was actual segment. So I don't want y'all to be mad. Like, man, they let that boy on for an hour. So we're gonna
I don't care if I'm mad. Stop him.
Let's go. This is gonna be a quick one right here. We got the homie Rob and Cali. We got to hear from him because this is one of LeBron's biggest haters, and now he's one of LeBron's biggest jock riders. What's up, Rob? I said it.
LeBron's penis is on your shoulder.
Give me this big Rob, a.k.a. LeBron's new caddy, a.k.a.
Hold up.
Wait up, man.
A.k.a. hold LeBron's hairpiece.
A.k.a. I'm the one that put his face over Kobe's on that mural. It's like, no, what's up, Rob? What's going on? I know you're happy. Hold up. Back in the playoffs, right?
Hold up. Now, let's do this right. It's your boy Big Rob, a.k.a. the Thriller in Manila, a.k.a. fruit over veggies because I like them sweet,
a.k.a. Twinsies.
It's showtime. And, here we go. I thought it was an earthquake, but it was my timeline was going crazy over Laker fans celebrating. And it does feel weird rooting for your LeBron. I lost. I had to pay my coworker a lunch because he told me, he said, last season you was like, you want LeBron on your team, right? And I was like, yeah, I know. But, yeah, man, it's weird. It's weird, but, hey, man, it's excited. Magic is gonna make it great again. What? Everybody was talking crap. I remember Dan, and I remember.
not everybody. You were talking crap. up until about a week ago.
No. I'm
Twinsies.
See, Austin?
Go ahead. Say what you're saying.
I want to hear you, Austin. I want to hear you, Austin.
No, you said we was talking crap about who? About Magic?
LeBron.
Y'all talk about everything. Well, look. I'll say this. I kind of knew it was either the Lakers and maybe the Celtics because of Kyrie's comments. Because
he
I
wasn't
know
going to no damn Celtics.
Kyrie would have out again if he went to the Celtics. They would trade Kyrie.
He was going to the Lakers and the Lakers.
The Sixers didn't have a chance with the sweepstakes. They have a good prospect and they have an African.
You know what though? The thing is, he's saying that we're going to be offended when you listen to this show every week, and you know damn well that me and B have been against LeBron coming to Philly the whole time. So, you know, that's not, you know, I see what you tried there.
Yeah, right, really. The franchise cornerstone, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Embiid is one injury away from retirement. Come on now.
Damn, hold on.
Everybody in sports is one injury away from retirement.
Let me make
Captain Ivy.
Rob. For one, Rob, this is an example of why you shouldn't be too far right or too far left in your opinions on anybody, because I can tell you from experience, I still to this day think Peyton Manning is the most overrated athlete to ever play any sport, and I didn't want him on my team, and he ended up on my team, and got him a free ring. He got a free ring when he was the worst player and got a second ring, but at the same time, you know, with free agency, you just never know. So I was laughing because you actually have been a LeBron hater, and it's probably because of your loyalty to Kobe. You've been part of the Kobe and not the LeBron sexual. So,
but look, this is his twist
it's
now.
Weird.
Now, when he calls into the show and we call him on it, his defense mechanism is to take shot at the Sixers as if, okay,
no, see, Rob, you've been so
ain't got nothing to do with you.
You've been so anti-Bron. You gotta keep that same energy. There's nothing wrong with having a guy in your team that you don't like.
Same energy.
You just can't change up the way you change up. You gotta keep listen. Captain tell you he's on my team and he made his season still was handsome.
He called in and we say something to him about it. Yo, man, you used to hate Bron. Man, F the Sixers. What the hell that got to do with it?
Yo, Rob, to illustrate, to illustrate Jimmy's point, I'm a die-hard Eagles fan, and the only athlete that I truly hate ever was my quarterback for 10 years. So that lets you know,
you got to keep that same energy, man, dude.
Because you hate LeBron right now.
It's hard,
but he's not the only person that called into the show that's totally did a 180 on that situation. And there was somebody else that used to call that. We couldn't give him we couldn't get him the compliment.
Rob, listen to what I'm saying. What you're doing right now is kind of what like a woman does. Like, let's say a woman does something to irritate you, and you call on it, and she start bringing up something you did 2 weeks ago. No, but you ain't take the trash out. Like, that's not what we talking about. So what you're doing now is
really?
You're on the Brian Jack now. Joel Embiid be injured.
Yo, and you called
it the elephant in the room. Jimmy, they made a meme of EJ waiting for LeBron, and Rob defended it. So you already know what it is.
Yo, Rob, you Rob, sometimes you gotta you gotta take
it out whole out of context. Pause. Let's bring it back in context. Let's bring it back.
Bring it back.
Okay.
All right, break it down.
You defend EJ every time somebody says something about you.
Now, when we
talk about my girl either. Talk about my wife.
Rob, you gotta stop that, Rob. You just defend that. Listen, man, I keep it a buck, man. Magic Johnson, watching him perform his art on the court is how I fell in love with the game of basketball. But I ain't trying to defend EJ, dog. What am I defending? Like, you just got to take that on the chin. That is what it is.
Man, I want to talk about. All I gotta say is I just get tired of people talking about. Get tired of memes. It is what it is. He has nothing to do with the basketball. Why talk about? That's why I get mad at him. Okay, that's why I get mad at him.
Still defended it. Okay,
but
with Joel Embiid's injury,
huh?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. You said Magic was doing his thing, right? Because everybody said Magic gonna make them great again. I think y'all kind of overstating that as well.
Concerned, it's like we got like different. First, we got LeBron fans, we got Laker fans, we got Laker fans who are weird for rooting for LeBron, and also, you know, we have secretly LeBron fans who are Laker fans who are now saying Kobe who. It's crazy. It's a crazy atmosphere. It's unexplainable. I don't know how, and I'm kind of skeptical.
It's called bandwagonry, son. That's what it's called.
I'm kind of skeptical of. I mean, the organization's heading. I kind of understand that they want to do it their own way, Magic, Rob, and Luke's way, but I'm thinking, are they going to build try to build a championship team, or are they trying to just build a show to make them relevant again?
Right now, you got to get relevant again because there ain't no championships coming. There's not much you can do.
No, there ain't no championship team. Well, first of all, that's one of the things about this whole move. This whole move with LeBron is interesting because I don't even think it was basketball related. It's about a lifestyle, and it's not basketball related. Because if you wanted to win a championship, this isn't the situation you jump to. Like maybe in a couple of years, but not right now.
I totally 110% believe that if LeBron was a competitor and wanted the work of going after that ring, there's no way he'd be in the West. No way. No way.
Because he could keep making the finals in the East and just hoping that you get lucky.
But if you're but wait, Biasa, but if you're a competitor and you want a challenge, wouldn't you want to be in the West?
Dude, we just talked about competing and challenging for the last hour.
It's a couple.
Not
things,
much of that left.
You're getting older, so you don't want to have to like go 150% night in and night out. Like you can't do it's just not impossible. It's impossible to do unless you have a team. Now the Lakers do have some young players that we don't know what they'll be. I'm all about
if they'll be there
not
next
necessarily
week.
Our potential. But at the end of the day, man, I don't think this decision was about basketball, and that's the only thing as a Lakers fan that kind of irritates me a little bit because it's really this ain't LeBron come a couple years ago. This is 33-year-old LeBron coming. Basically, this is about Bronny. This ain't even about Bronny. This is about Bronny wanting to go to a certain high school, and they prepping him for his
And this
career.
is about Savannah
this ain't really
wanting
about,
to live in L.A.
Yeah,
one of their two
this ain't
houses.
really about winning a championship. Now, they're going to make a couple moves to, like, put the show on, like you said, because ticket prices have already skyrocketed. So that's already a done deal. Jersey sales are through the roof. So that's already a done deal. But I don't think
it's about a chip for the
Lakers.
Lakers. Now, while they have them there, they're going to try to do what they can.
They're going to try,
for LeBron,
absolutely. I
think he's
LeBron
taking Shaq's advice. Like, there's no need to chase chips anymore. Your legacy is
so it's
basically
like,
cemented.
But to me, as a fan, I don't care about like his personal. I don't care about his personal life. So for me, it's about what are you going to provide on the basketball court. Now, I think the Lakers were a team that it wasn't like the Sixers.
No defense.
You had to find roles. So I think that right now you do bring him in. If you have an opportunity to get him, you go get LeBron. You have to. But I think they do have the ability to play defense now. When you bring in Nemesis and you bring in Rondo, like, you know, they have some guys that can like teach the young guys to play defense. I think they'll be an okay team because I mean, Kuz can play.
It's not a
Lonzo
LeBron.
Save his life.
It's not a LeBron type team though.
It's something different.
It's weird. It's weird bringing Rondo in because and Laker fans didn't like Rondo. You know, he's a punk. You know, he's anti-gay. If y'all remember those comments, but the thing is that he's fierce. He's a team leader.
I mean,
he doesn't take crap from nobody. He doesn't take crap, and so I like the fact that when you bring these veterans in here, you're gonna influence like the work ethic of these young players, like Alonso, like a Cruz. But
I agree with that to a certain extent, because a lot of people think because Rondo is there that automatically means that Lonzo's going out the door. But I'm looking at who Lonzo is as a player and who Rondo is as a player. There might not be a better person for him to learn from. They're the same dude.
Neither one of y'all can shoot.
Right,
Lonzo might have the worst shot I've ever seen in my life.
They both can rebound well for a guard. Lonzo's not the defender that Rondo is, but he has the potential to be.
Dev sent me a
not
video
a better
the other
player
day
for him to learn.
Dev sent me a video the other day of Lonzo shooting with Isaiah Thomas in practice. They were sitting there practicing. Lonzo might have the worst shot I ever seen in my life. He might be the worst
NBA
shooter.
player shouldn't look like that in a warm-up, though.
Dog.
I mean, because
he can't shoot
you got videos of Jason Tatum going around making 10, 12 straight. Need to go.
That disturbed me. That disturbed me when Luke Walton said he wasn't going to fix his shot. And my thinking is, okay, I understand it's the season. You don't want to mess up the shot, but in this off season, you need to.
You can't fix Lonzo's shot. That shit's done.
Yeah. But no, real talk though. What's Lonzo? 20, 21? Rob, he been playing basketball all his life, though. That shot's not going to change. Even
Rob,
if they try to teach him something else, he's going to fall back in the old habits when the action is, right there in his face. So the best thing for him
forget the form.
Right?
Why does he float to the side like that? Why does he float to the side like
Rob,
that?
I'm gonna tell you something that my two brothers will relate to, because Jimmy got nephews, and me and Dev, we pop-pops, right? You can't teach a 21-year-old. You can't teach a 21-year-old with kids how to shoot. He got kids, man.
You can't change the player's game in the ninth inning, man, because the chrome rim spinning keeps them up.
A coach changed my jump shot.
You would know what
coach changed my jump shot
for
14 years old.
For Los Angeles Gay Pride. What's EJ planning for the Lakers for Gay Pride in LA? Now, what's that going to look like?
Why are we talking about EJ? We're talking about how we get from Lonzo to EJ. But anyway,
Rob, why do you fall for it, Rob? Stop letting the trolls. Stop it, man.
I know. I would have just went right over that comment.
Why do you care so much, D. Austin? Why do you care so much? How about that?
Rob, listen. Like I was just saying, man. A coach changed my jump shot at 14 years old, and I wasn't on track to become an NBA player, so I'm pretty sure I didn't shoot as much in my lifetime as Lonzo Ball. Like that his form is not changing. He's just going to have to perfect what he has and try to make the shot with that. I mean, Reggie Miller has an ugly jump shot. He's one of the best jump shooters we've ever seen.
Jamal has ugly. There's several guys that got ugly jump shots that got
in warm-ups looking like he don't even work.
Dog, why he float like that? I don't understand the floating part. Like, it's not just an ugly form. I may be like floating to the left. Like, what is that?
Yeah. Now, that stuff he can work on. He can work on the movement in his body while he's shooting that ugly shot. But that shot is what it is. He gonna be pulling the cart right from three for the rest of his career.
Do you think? Wait. I got because I like Bielsa's input. Do you think being around the Laker Nation that LeBron will change his game? Because I'm thinking about this when he meets with Kobe Bryant and he embraces that how you say it, that zen. I'm thinking, do you think that LeBron will develop a better post game?
He has to.
No,
he's getting older.
Absolutely not.
I'd be like, no. At this point, he has to because he's getting up in age. He's not going to be able to live off what he's lived off. Even though he's a cyborg, he doesn't show
no
signs of
footwork.
slowing down. But. Hey, but Rob,
no footwork.
And Tobias been on the line like 14 times. I know he's mad at me.
Okay.
Instead of everybody else.
By the way, I gotta go. By the way, Tobias, all I gotta say is this. immigrants are not going to, and undocumented immigrants are not in jeopardy to take any of these three gentlemen's jobs or even your jobs. Look up the tree of Hidalgo. The descendants of the people of this land get rights too. Okay, yeah. So. Yeah. So Tobias, stop being a black Republican. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
All right, Rob. We holler.
All right, man, Rob. Shout out to you and you. I hope y'all fine.
Tobias, what's going on, good brother? I should have kept him on the line. He take a shot at you and then leave.
Hey, all I got to say is, Rob, that I hope Hillary Clinton put you in those super predator, call you a super predator, and hit you up with 3 strikes. But shout out to Rob. I love Rob. But all right, first things first, right? Before I get on LeBron, Bucks fans are stupid. Now they thinking Nick Foles may be the savior. Want to trade for him. Now they talking about Sam Bradford. Now they believe in Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm like, good Lord.
Get the vision.
Yo, Sam Bradford, stay with a gig.
Yes. Yeah, and I was like, you know who gets a pass for not beating anybody good? Matt Stafford. But that's a whole different conversation at a later date. But about this LeBron thing, to me,
probably not new. I'm just now seeing it.
Yeah.
Steph Curry and his wife Aisha had a baby boy recently, so shout out to them.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Draymond's baby.
Shout out to
yeah. Shout out to Draymond's baby.
Hey, but you know what though, guys? You know this LeBron thing, right? I'm not mad that he went because hey, like what Jimmy was talking about, the thing that gets me is like how everybody went against Dan Gilbert. The man pretty much did just about everything LeBron wanted to do. Whatever LeBron pouted, he did whatever LeBron wanted to do. I'm like, hey, and the thing was, part of this was like LeBron never wanted to commit. So how the hell can you get Paul George to commit in a potential trade if LeBron ain't going to commit? Because who's going to Cleveland besides probably joint like LeBron? And so I think he's kind of gotten a bad rap in that regard. But here's the funny part. I listened to some sports stuff today, you know, at the job. And your favorite Bron sexual Nick Wright was out here talking about it. It's hilarious now. Boogie Cousins bad for the NBA because he's super team, so it ain't fair. But where the hell was he at when LeBron was forming super teams? So it seems like with this stuff, it's like if you like the player or the team, it's all good. If you don't like the player or the team, now you're mad.
And that's not just sports either. You know, when we make analogies outside of sports, that's not just sports either. That's how people do. If if you like something versus if you don't like it, you're gonna argue for it in a different way, and you're gonna look like a hypocrite. That's just human nature.
Honestly, I want the Bulls to have a damn team. I hope to Jesus, I'll go to church. I'll start going to church if the Kings offer Zach LaVine $20+ million. The Bulls say no. I'll be in church Sunday morning, put my money in the tithe plate. Ain't no way in hell I'm giving him $20 million. But but the thing is that that's the way the league is now. You have to probably tank a little bit, get some young players, hope they be good, trade some of those off, and land some of these players, make trade for them and all that, and hopefully to compete. Because Golden State, like y'all saying, that is an anomaly.
There's not much in between. It's like now they got to team up or tank.
Yeah, and people in the NBA talk about watch it tank. It's like this, like as the Bulls, for example. Although I hate the front office, and a guard former John Paxson, they stopped on the side of the road, I'd probably speed off on them. Hopefully I don't turn their way, you know what I mean. I might put permit patty on them. But anyway, they were like 8th seed. They were like 8th seed, 7th seed a couple years ago. What's the point of keep running that and you're not getting anywhere? You can't even get a good draft pick. So you might as well tear it down, especially if you're not even competing. But I'll say this real quick. Well, I think like people talk the Jordan days and all that. I think the difference is, let's say you knew Jordan was going to win, or Magic, or Bird. It's like the teams they beat gave real pushback, and there was some suspense. Like there were years the Knicks took the Bulls deep, or the Pacers. Some of those teams, or like the Suns, or like the Houston with the Lakers or Mavericks. I just think the fact that there's not much pushback now is what people should be focusing on, because if you got pushback, you may be able to win a Game 6 or a Game 7. Instead of it like it's predetermined. It's not even about winning a series. It's about how are they going to sweep it or not.
Cleveland pushed back in Game 1. No.
Oh, man, don't even get me started on that. Talking about
Houston damn near won the series. Some people believe that if CP3 was healthy, they would have won.
Yeah.
That was only, that's the matchup we all waited for the whole season. We knew what it was going to be. Like, this is the only team that can compete with them in a real series.
And you know what? And Houston's going to miss Trevor Ariza. And, because, now, I don't blame him for getting this money. But like this whole Paul George thing, for example, hell, he might as well stay in Indiana. But I think Indiana's kind of happy he's gone because look what they end up getting. I think Indiana's all right.
Me too. I think Indiana might be a better team than OKC. They might be able to beat them.
And the thing that kills me is that now OKC wants to pay the luxury tax. Why you got Melo out here getting lit like Kim Jong-un out here and smoking cigars when he be working out?
Melo is living his best life right now, man. Like, y'all can't tell me nothing about Melo. Melo don't even care about basketball, dog. Melo's out here being a world traveler. He's taunting the people that hate on him. He's taunting the team like, look, y'all got to pay me. Like, Melo is out of pocket, but he's also that guy right now.
Yeah, we always talk about it. Some people got different priorities, man.
And you know what? Look at your like he and LeBron. Look at he and LeBron are supposed to be great friends, right? Look how dedicated LeBron is. Then look at Melo. And LeBron, how he takes the game seriously, his craft, his health, his fitness, is one of the reasons that he's been going strong this long. And I do believe with this Laker team, I just hope Magic doesn't get name crazy. Just add big names, and say, oh, we'll trade for this guy just because he's a big name. Because the funny part is, all I heard last season was Lonzo Ball is trash, Brandon Ingram is trash, Kuzma's nice, but now LeBron's in town. Oh, these are assets. These are real assets now. I'm like, pick one, people. And I know you guys got to go, but I'll say this at the end. I like what you guys do. But at the same time, like LeVar Ball, right? Why do these media people keep giving this guy any attention? He's just talking crazy.
He just fun, man.
That's what I'm saying. He has no personnel control.
Yeah,
he doesn't run the Lakers.
He got some personnel control. He's gonna get his son shipped right out of town.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what, Lonzo? The thing is, Lonzo, I really think LeBron would do him some good. It's like because I don't think a rookie has been under the microscope like this since LeBron came into the league. And all intents and purposes, Lonzo handled it well. But I think LeBron would probably be good for him. It's like how to handle that stuff, health, fitness. Because Lonzo got a little bit bigger, so it should help him stay healthier. But I think they got a good young – because I believe they probably snuck into the AC anyway before LeBron came in because they were playing good ball. But I think he'll be good for the team, and I think that the key is don't get mad at Luke Walton having fired before Thanksgiving, and also just be a little patient, because there's gonna be some growing pains, and you ain't beating Golden State anyway.
The key is disown your daddy.
Yeah, but hey, you guys have a good one, man, and shout out to Jimmy Butler, who every teammate hates him, but somehow it's still Derrick Rose's fault. But anyway, hey, you guys have a good one.
All right, peace,
take it easy.
It's crazy. Yo, quick stat of the week. Our stat of the week. Yo, now that LeBron has joined the Lakers, 6 of the top 10 players on the NBA's all-time scoring list are players who played for the Los Angeles Lakers at some point in their career. And I don't even have the list in front of me, but I could try. Now, you got LeBron, you got Kareem, you got Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and one more. Damn it, I thought I could do it. One more person.
You said Kareem, right?
That Kareem, Kobe,
Wilt,
Malone, Wilt. There you go. Wilt's the 6th one. There you go. Yeah, so 6 out of the 10.
No human being should be able to do
have
that.
donned the purple and gold at some point in their career. I would say, I guess everybody except for LeBron and Karl Malone, probably the bulk of the points that they scored came in a Lakers uniform.
Well, not Wilt either.
He's joined. Yeah, you're right. Wilt didn't play that long. So Malone, LeBron, and Wilt.
Wilt was the best. Man, Wilt came to the Lakers and was like, watch his assist game. Start giving him dimes up from the center position.
They
Wilt
did,
was the
Jerry.
best, yo. What was the best,
so yeah, it's been a wild week, man. The league, as y'all been saying, kind of is WWE. It's entertaining. Yo, look how long basketball this summer so far has held back any news from the NFL. Like, nobody really cares what's going on in the NFL.
Yo, cats don't care about the NFL. Well, first of all, that's because it's a bunch of slave catchers running teams. But outside of that, baseball is the biggest. Baseball's the show because they're in mid-season, y'all. They're like in mid-season and no one cares. No, they don't even lead off Sports Center. No one cares.
Yo, what's baseball?
That's crazy because remember, real quick, B. Remember when we first started doing this? We used to fret in the summertime, like, yo, what are we gonna do for stories when, all the other programs is leading off with highlights of home runs and all that kind of stuff. We used to fret. Like, summertime used to be when we used to have topic-based shows. Like, we would just make something up and have topics. Now, the news cycle is just as crazy.
Pretty soon we're going to be talking about esports. And it's harkening back to our conversation earlier this evening, we talked about, like, what could be compared to what is a sport, that whole thing. Yo, on Netflix, there's a documentary series called Explain, where they explain like different things in culture or whatever. They got one of the newest ones is on esports. Y'all should go watch that. It's called Explain. Look up the esports, John, and how fast it's growing, and how like your man that run the NBA has already invested $1 gazillion into it, so he's already looking at the future. Like, watch how.
Shout out to Golden Boy Promotions. They made a deal with Facebook. They're gonna be broadcasting fights on Facebook now.
They fighting off VAR. VAR did it first, dog.
Did it first.
AJ voice. VAR did it first, yo.
We got some parting shots before Jimmy get us out of here about the week that was in the NBA. 20 seconds.
Oh man, yo.
Kitty cat.
Yo, I'm salty with the Warriors, man, because they done went and signed Thanos, and now it's just.
I'll ask you a question real quick, B. Austin. Before we get out of here, because I see a lot of people saying they're salty with the Warriors. I mean, I get the whole Durant thing, but from their perspective, what are they supposed to do? You got this boy calling you. They got this boy calling you.
When I say I'm
gonna work for you.
No.
The
listen, when I say I'm salty,
I come there for $5 million on your pocketbook.
When I say I'm salty, it's not really a salt that's like blame, like it's their fault. They're just playing they're playing the hand they were dealt, and they're doing exactly what I would do as a business. I'm just salty that they're a part. Yeah.
I know y'all dudes hate the business analogies, but I always make them because that's like my life, looking at business, looking at sports. So I always make the analogies, but I see often where businesses don't plan for that next step. Like they'll get dominant for a time and don't do the next thing to stay there. So it's sort of like when I'm going to use Facebook as an example. When Facebook changes something and we all hate it, and next thing you know, we're like, yo, this isn't that bad. It's because they're kind of dictating what they have to do to stay relevant. And I've seen the Celtics not prepare properly for after the Big Three. I've seen the Lakers let Kobe rob them and not prepare for life after Kobe. So from a Warriors standpoint, I think they're doing all the right things to try to maintain this level of superiority as long as possible.
Yeah. They working with what they was dealt. They're working.
Yeah, we've seen the flip side of that. I mean, look at Cleveland.
Jimmy, don't get me wrong,
stuck with a bunch of nobodies.
I don't hate business analogies. I just hated the one that y'all tried to use about these dudes running the team up together.
Well, I think that me and Joel making
the business analogy
originally we were making two different points. He was talking about going forward. That's something else.
Because that's about dough. Like at the end of the day, that's about dough.
These
dudes who are already, their brand is already top notch. They trying to get together.
Listen, though,
like what LeBron
going
to bring to Durant when he called him?
I was making a different point with that, and in fact, based upon how you guys feel, businesses might be where you need to go watch it. Go read the Wall Street Journal because there's more competition over there than there's in the NBA. Anyway, for another briefing in the War Room. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, Facebook. Listen, everybody called in, got through. We appreciate those we can get to. We apologize, but here's what you got to do. Check us next week, same place, same bat channel, or listen on demand. Everything we do can be found at the Hub, which is warroomsports.com. All of our social media, all of our content, everything can be found at the Hub. And pick up my book, Sports to Book. You can go to sportstobook.com or go right to the Hub at warroomsports.com. So until next time, everybody, don't accept mediocrity. Be steadfast in the war against ignorance. We'll see you chumps on top.
Jimmy, know the blueprint. Every Thursday, 6 to 8, they do this. Shout out to Dev, PJ, B. Austin, Bay on replay. WarRoomSports.com. Get that mobile app. If not, dial 323-140012. They be going and you sensitive, then oh well. Physical podcast, let's talk sports. Showtime like magic in the block push. Listen live, push one to join in. Rip your team or listen for your enjoyment. Hip hop scholars, pit stop and knowledge. Should be in sports credits, I ain't talking college. 5 guys, no beef though. Portrait secret, but the streets know. Belafonte, I got a G flow. KC royalty, I'm in beast mode. 2 hours, get your game up. Who's the best in sportscast? You better name us. War Room Sports. Yeah, you know, Jimmy, Dev, PJ, Jack Beck, B. Austin. I'm Jack. Up here coming on the beat.
War Room Sports, www.warroomsports.com. What? Ain't no more to it.